Well, hello there, beautiful friends, and welcome into my channel. My name's Jackie Alves, and I'm here at my studio in sunny Yuma, Arizona. Today I'm going to show you some really simple looks that I know that you can achieve at home. It's going to be easy for you to grasp these and really kind of rock them every day. Perfect looks for spring. They're going to keep you looking fresh and natural. And if you're like me and you're constantly struggling with being able to see in a magnifying mirror, or maybe you just don't have a super steady hand anymore, maybe you just feel like you're just not great with makeup, you're going to be able to rock this with no problem. So first I'm gonna start with a dewy finish foundation, and I'm gonna use one that I love from Jafra Cosmetics. This one is a Royal Radiance foundation, and it's kind of a natural finish. It's not super heavy. I really like, it's buildable, so if I wanted to get it heavy, I could. I would just double layer it, but I really like keeping it natural, and sometimes I even use my fingers to apply with. So I'm just gonna get some right on my eyelids. I already did a lot of my face though, just to save time. So I've done my whole face, doing my eyelids, and just a little bit right underneath. The forehead, nose, and chin. I'll go over my lips just a little bit too. So just a lightweight layer of that nice dewy finish foundation is what I like to start with for this look. Then I'll use a really small amount of powder. You guys, I don't typically like to over powder. I do have dry skin, so why would I want to make it look drier, right? So just press a little bit of powder right through the middle. Also, if I wanted a dewy finish, why would I powder it down? But since I want it to last, I still will do just a tiny bit of this vanilla colored setting powder. All right, gonna use a little bit of my contour palette. I'm super proud of this one, you guys. I love the way that it looks. It's from the Beauty Bar collection. So my makeup studio here in Arizona is called the Beauty Bar, and I love that we have our own little collection of products. I'm gonna start with just this light shade of brown here, and just bronze up my face a tiny bit. I'm not gonna sculpt in. I'm not interested in doing a hardcore contour and reshaping my face. Just a little bit right at my hairline, right under my cheekbones. And I'm even using like a small powder brush for this. I'm not even using like a sculpting fan brush or anything intense. And I'll put a little bit under my chin here just to accentuate my jawline, make sure my neck's not all white. I will mix a little bit of this pink and this kind of coral shade of blush, darker towards the hairline, and I'll fade toward the nose. And I'll do the same on the other side. A little bit on the tip of my nose, never hurts. And I will even sometimes add a tiny bit above the arch of my brow. All right, so now I want to make sure I don't have any foundation on my eyebrows because I have permanent makeup there and I have a bad habit of getting a lot of foundation there. So I could take a Q-tip and really kind of rub it off, anything like that. But what I want to do in this case is use a tiny bit of brow powder and just take a slant brush, just accentuate them a little bit. So I could clean them off and leave them, or I can darken them up a tiny bit. So with a brow powder, there's a lot of brands out there. There's a lot of different consistencies. I just prefer a nice lightweight powder. There's a lot of different brands that make eyeshadow powder like this, or I'm sorry, eyebrow powder. You can even opt for using eyeshadow if it's the right shade. So don't feel like you have to go buy a specific brand new product for this, should you choose to just darken up your brows. And you know, a lot of my friends over 40, over 50 are getting those permanent makeup brows done, whether it's microblading or combo brows. I actually have a powder brow technique because I wanted it to look really soft. So they look super soft. If I want to bump it up a notch, I just add a little powder in there. Really simple. So now I've got a pretty good foundation going with some primer, foundation, powder, a little bit of contour, and some blush. I just darkened up my brows for you, and now I want to show you something really simple. So I've got this groovy little shimmer eyeshadow. I got it over at Ulta. It's like some brand I had never heard of before. So I asked the cashier, what is sparkling on your eyes? She told me where to find it. I went over and grabbed it. And you can see it's like a pot, like this little tiny thing of this beautiful sparkly pink stuff. It's really weird, but really honestly, you can use any shimmer that you like. Anything that's got a little bit of like a glitter hint to it, but not a glitter. I don't want you to like grab glitter out of one of your eyeshadow palettes. I just want you to use something that's got a little bit of shimmer in it. Got it on my ring finger. And I'm just rubbing it across my bottom lid. You guys, I haven't put any eyeshadow on. And now I'll just kind of bounce my ring finger right on there to get it to stick real good. And you can see it's got a good level of shimmer to it. A lot of eyeshadow palettes will even offer you like a little shimmer option in there. And just using my ring finger helps me figure out exactly where to put it without brushing it all over my face and getting sparkles in my crow's feet. Nobody wants sparkles in their crow's feet. Trust me. All right, a little bit more to make sure it's even. I really like it though, it's so pretty. Okay, so now I want to take a small eyeshadow brush. This one is really thin, so it reminds me a little bit of a concealer brush. I'm gonna use that to really kind of flank the sides and mimic like an eyeliner. I'm gonna use a dark chocolate brown eyeshadow, and this is one of my palettes here at the Beauty Bar. It's one of our little kind of neutral, like warm neutrals eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna use the chocolate brown shade that's in there and just grab a little bit right on my brush. And now just use it almost like an eyeliner. Going about halfway over, making sure it's nice and smoky. And blending it quite a bit. So that added a little bit of depth over there. I'll try this side. Again, this is just that dark chocolate brown, bringing it about halfway over right on my lash line. Making sure it's nice and blurry and smoky. I don't feel like I'm doing a great job, but whatever. Because I trust the process, I'm going back with another little eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that chocolate brown on a little bit larger eyeshadow brush and just make sure I got it really good and smoky. I liked the small brush for the definition at first, but now I just wanna make sure it's blended. I'll dip in that eyeshadow a little bit more and just blending towards the middle of my lash line. Just lots of blending, you guys. Not super scientific on the placement of this. Like, don't overthink it and think it has to be perfect, because when you start blending, it's really just gonna smoke nicely for you. All right, so remember, really any shimmer, sparkly eyeshadow will do. I like something with kind of a pink hue to it. I think that as we age, making sure we've got a little bit of pink in there is good for us. It'll give you a little bit more of a youthful glow. Now I want to take some of that dark brown again that I'm already working with on the same brush and just run it on my bottom lash line. And literally, you guys, I'm just bouncing it right in that brown eyeshadow. So I'm not getting a lot on the brush. And I'm really just getting it at the lashes. And it just added a little bit of definition right in the outer corner. So really, I just put the pink sparkle and a little bit of this dark chocolate brown eyeshadow on the outer corner. I used the skinny brush just to make sure I had some definition on the bottom side, you know, so it's a little bit sharp. But even if you couldn't get that right, it's okay. It doesn't have to be right straight out the gate. You could just do your best and then even just take your finger and just clean it up like this. You know, I see a lot of makeup artists and a lot of women use concealer and really, you know, bring it up and cut that little line nice and sharp right there. But if you don't want to use concealer, if you don't want that extra product under your eyes, you can literally just go like this with your finger and straighten it up. Okay, so just trust that process, get in there and blend it really good on those outer corners. Now I don't even have to use eyeliner. I already had a little bit of mascara on. I just wanted to have that on to save time. One of the mascaras that I love though is the Jafra Royal Luxe Drama Mascara. This one is really, really incredible, you guys, because it really makes my lashes like stand up and just obey, like they just stay there. So it's pretty smudge proof too. So if you're like me and you wind up with dark circles under here for mascara, sometimes you'll want to use something that's really smudge proof like this. Next, I'm gonna just do a small amount of concealer right under my eyes. I'm gonna use this Royal Radiance concealer. You can see that it's pink because I have fair skin tone. There is a medium and a deep option available, but for obvious reasons, this is the one I'm going to use. And I'll use a very small fluffy brush because I don't want a bunch. I'm not trying to really conceal. I'm just really brightening at this point. So I just got a little bit on this beautiful fluffy brush. I'll grab my hand mirror and starting at the inner corner, I'm just placing a little bit right underneath. And now I can use my ring finger or a tiny little sponge like a beauty blender. And then right here, you can easily just blend it out. Finger, sponge, or brush. So you can see how it's really brightening under my eyes, but not necessarily concealing. I already used foundation under my eyes, so I don't have to go in and start, you know, putting another layer of concealer, having this huge buildup of product under my eyes. I like to keep it as lightweight as possible under there. Now, I know if you've got darkness or discoloration, you may need to go next level with it, and that's okay. But if you can get away with it, less is more under those eyes, my friends. All right, now I'm gonna use some lip liner. I'm gonna go to lips real quick. I'm gonna use this really pretty shade called Merlot. It's like I guess it's like Merlot, but it seems a little peachier than what you would picture Merlot being. So I like to really straighten out my lip line and do this weird thing because it's easier to make a line. It doesn't get stuck in the cracks, if you know what I mean. And I usually will put a couple of layers. The buildup really helps it last longer. So real good thick lip liner. And I'll fill it in a little, but mostly on those outer corners. This is how I'll be able to kind of ombre my lips. Lighter in the middle gives the appearance of a fuller lip, which I know most of us want. So I'll go in with a shade, let me see. I may have to put on my glasses to find the lip color I want, you guys. Go figure. All right. There it is, Hola Cariño. I love this shade because it's nice and peachy. So I'm gonna have that warmth still in my skin. But I'm doing a lightweight layer of it because I wanna use my ring finger to blend out the lines that I created. All right, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of concealer next. This step is optional. Don't feel obligated to do this every time. But just a quick little dot right in the middle. To brighten it up. So again, I used that Merlot lip liner. Then I used a lipstick by Jafra. This one is called Hot Toddy. This is from their Royal collection of lipsticks. And then I just used a little bit of lighter concealer right in the middle to brighten it up. I am gonna go back on top with the Jafra Royal Lip Plumping Jelly because I like a lot of moisture on my lips. I like them to be a little bit shiny. This one is called Sugar and Spice, so it doesn't have a lot of color in it, so it's not gonna change what I already did to my lips. It's just gonna add the shine. And it feels really good too. So I like that. All right, so it looks like I'm pretty much done, and I really like that pretty little shimmer, just a little bit of definition on the outer corners. I hope you guys give this a try. It's really simple. So definitely, if you've got any questions, leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. I just want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today on my channel. I hope that you found some of my tips and tricks usable. I hope I brought value to your day, and I hope you know that I love and appreciate you. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye.